In through the nose. Exhale. In through the nose again. Hold it. Again. And exhale. Let all that negative energy out.
And start podcasting. This is awesome. I've always wanted to do that at the start of a podcast. Today I did it thrice because our shit crashed twice.
difficulties हो रहे थे हम
हो तो
आसना चाहते
होंगे
हैं हम
Battery low. Battery low.
वही बैटरी लो भी हो सकती है. We gotta watch out. यार बहुत amateur हैं हम, लेकिन हम लोग जो important चीज
doing
है,
a hell of a job though.
we're trying, man. That's the important part. We're trying. And you know, I'm so glad you guys have come in because you guys are two blue belts and arguably the best jiu-jitsu academy in Pakistan. There's a lot to talk about fight-wise. There's a lot to talk about in terms of Pak MMA. A lot to talk about in terms of this country generally. We got some diets to discuss. We got a Jadoon diet, ladies and gentlemen. Guess who's that? Is that guy? He looks fucking fit as hell, man. Just look at him compared to Sarim. Sarim, you're swollen up, dude, like in a good way. Like freaking look at your arms, dude. That's insane. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
We gotta go
once-
back to when he came on the podcast the first time. That was different frame. You recently lost a whole bunch of weight.
11 kilos.
Damn, how many days?
19 now.
And what
Still have
diet
10
were you
days left.
using, my man?
I was using ये एक secret ingredient है मैं बता नहीं सकता.
Sanamaki.
Alright.
He's under contract.
Yeah, I'm under contract. No, so despite having cut weight in the past and being familiar with the whole thing, I wanted to try something new. So I asked Musa here what he does for himself.
Yeah.
Because he does not just give any cheese notice he doesn't inhibit what's that word called? Inhibit, yeah. He doesn't like refrain from anything. So and he looks like he's always satisfied.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to go through I want to restrict this, I want to restrict that. So what he's done is I'll let you take it from
Yeah,
me.
then you go for it. Just explain
So-
what you're doing, man.
Okay, so
You're on that shit. Oh, you're testing him.
Yeah,
again.
Because I haven't heard from him for the past 3 days. Like usually,
okay.
no.
Oh, he's
I'm
tracking
tracking
you.
everything.
ये बता रहा होता है कि यार मैं ये खा रहा हूँ ये ठीक है ये चावल
No, I've
ठीक
been
है।
tracking everything.
Yeah.
So me and Saqib were on the diet together.
Yeah.
Right? And Saqib's lost a little bit of weight, not as much as me,
Yeah.
but I had more to lose, so there's that.
Yeah.
But इसकी game सारी ना एक तो है पानी पियो
Yeah.
and not overhydrate, but make sure you get your hydration in because our sport is very
Yeah.
पहली तो ये बात है, it's very active. ऊपर से that हम गर्मी में घी पहन के खेलते हैं,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
which is even more of like
Really
sweat inducing
gets you
factor.
aware.
Oh yeah,
good
for
sweat.
sure. So the game is कि you need to, if you're gonna mix quality ingredients together, a shake would be the best way. And quality ingredients includes a bunch of seeds, flax, chia, oats, a bunch of fruit, which is raspberries. I like to put in raspberries and strawberries.
Yeah.
Scoop of protein, pani, and if you're feeling it that day, or depending on what you do, khajoor and maybe a little bit of nuts.
Right.
I got that right?
Yeah.
So wo shake that's now not my substitute for lunch because it's a whole meal in itself. That's like 800-900 calories. Lekin aapke macro pure ho jate hain.
Yeah.
I'm hella like satisfied and stuff like that. And like by the time I come to training, I'm energized because of that shake.
Yeah.
Obviously long hard day at work, I go to training. I don't feel tired anymore.
Yeah.
Yani ki, you wake up sore the next day. Obviously soreness hoti hai, but
Yeah.
at the same time I feel nimble.
Right.
A lot of that is also got to do with yoga. But
Yeah.
once I train, go home, I eat any like good meals. Not
Yeah.
like कि यार चलो यार अब मैं 5 लीटर आइसक्रीम खा लूँ जो कि पैंडेमिक में कुछ ज़्यादा ही common हो
Yeah.
गया
वो
था.
बहुत ज़्यादा लोगों ने बहुत ज़्यादा किया in like
Like
ridiculous amounts.
I'll have a whole chicken.
Yeah.
Rotisserie chicken, and like it's so good, and I feel so fulfilled.
That
I want to go work out again.
Yeah, that sounds like a very like well thought out, way to look at fitness, and of course the crucial element, not just like losing weight or whatever. It's also like being energized when you're about to do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, man.
How'd you get to this? Is like a lot of trial and error, or
A lot of trial and error,
man.
man. Like बहुत ज़्यादा अपने ऊपर trial किया है. Like I'm not a nutritionist or anything. Like never got a chance to like professionally study it, but just like trying shit out on myself, seeing how I feel the next day post training.
Yeah.
And
Because how much do you weigh? Like right
61, 62.
61.
Yeah.
I weigh right now after cutting this weight, I'm like 83.
Right.
And I swear to you, my mazak nahi kar raha, he's stronger than me.
Yeah.
You see, at least as strong, if not stronger.
That shit
And he's
scares
and
me.
he's 20 kilos less than me.
Damn.
I swear to you, pound for pound, probably one of the strongest guys I've ever rolled together, like met.
Yeah.
Pound for pound, easily.
Yeah. And I
Easily.
think we were talking about this before, but I want to talk about yoga and what people generally think it does and what it actually does.
Makes you levitate.
What does it make you levitate?
Yeah, I do that shit for like 90 minutes to start like
And then all of a
levitating and
sudden
floating.
You can fly afterwards. That's the benefit of yoga.
Yeah, for me the biggest thing was to like control the breath. Like that's what yoga did for me. Apart from like being flexible and having like better like range of motion. Like you start controlling your breath, and when you're rolling, you're fighting. Your breath is probably the first thing that.
Yeah, I was just about to say people probably don't understand how like crucial it is to.
There's a difference between when you're in a back position, you go, and then you go, work your way out.
Even when you're attacking, like I mean, people get really anxious and like your breath comes
fidgety.
Even in non-jiu-jitsu terms, like it's very important, and it doesn't matter what exercise you're doing. Like if you don't know how to breathe, the mouth breather is thoda sa derogatory term ek bana hua, I think, because like you're supposed to kind of
mouth breather. ये क्या लफ्ज़ है?
यार लोग कहते हैं you mouth breather.
गाली है.
नहीं, like mouth breather, like person who inhales and exhales both from the mouth is a mouth breather.
Yeah. Is that even a term?
Right? Yeah, that people says that's like people say that to each other to like. Like, it's an insult. Like you mouth breather.
Yeah.
There are
uncivilized mouth breather.
There are so many other things to be offended by.
I'm a WWE fan, so I've heard mouth breather a lot. Chris Jericho what kehta tha.
But it's bad for you apparently, right?
Yeah. You're not supposed to do that. But yeah, and before we get into
I'm
more,
gonna shame you on breathing.
इस पे नजर रखिए.
सांस कहाँ से ले रहे हो? कहाँ से बाहर आ रहा है? बताओ मुझे.
I think you tell somebody's like mouth breathing if they go like.
I don't notice it, bro.
Like that's mouth.
I don't have a conscious effort to look at other people's breaths and how they go in and out.
This is not the intended conversation we're supposed to have on breathing. But before we proceed, I just want to take this time to address you, the person watching. First of all, thank you so much for watching. I want to say we're doing these weekly episodes now. We're talking about UFC. Well, they're not necessarily weekly. They're whenever, there's a good card coming up. This is one of them. We're going to talk about Vegas 10 in just a minute.
Colby.
We got Sarim. We got Musa
Colby
in here.
Covington, the dawn of America.
Next week, we're going to have Shehryar Qureshi and
Sherry Jitsu.
Follow him
on Instagram.
At Sherry Jitsu.
Sherry.jitsu. SHERRI.JITSU. Follow him on Instagram.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
Not right
Abhi.
now.
Abhi
Watch the video first. And then along with him, we're also going to have Salman Butt, the return of Salman Butt on the way. And we're going to be breaking down 253 for you. But right now,
Salman's tricep is bigger than our faces.
combined.
Together.
That's no joke. That's no joke. Go look up Training with Salman. He's an absolute monster. Shout out. Last time on the way, and I actually... he's coming for me, Salman, in the next episode. क्योंकि मैंने कहा था कि Salman सिर्फ main card देखता है, prelims ही देखता, और उसने कहा क्या होता है. And apparently that's a lie, which it's not. वो नहीं देखता कभी prelims. So now next week on the podcast, he's going to come here and he's going to ask me to my face. And it's going to be fun. But anyway, I want to talk about, we're talking about yoga. We're talking about how it's kind of helped in terms of, physical breathing is one aspect of it, of course. Physical strength, I'm sure, is another aspect for it. People don't generally think of yoga and go, oh yeah, you can definitely get stronger by doing this.
Dude.
Yeah, man. Like holding a pose, like you realize कि आपका एक ये कोई particular muscle ना काम कर रहा है, and it's like.
And it's working. It's doing work. It's doing work.
Yeah.
And I think, he said that it helped you a lot with your breathing and stuff. Me personally, it was like, इस बात का अंदाजा हो गया कि यार, you can lift as many weights as you want, you can train as much as you want. आपको सही पता लग जाता है कि आपके जिस्म में यार कहाँ पे you are still compromised.
Yeah.
ये proper पता लग जाता है. If you can't stretch a certain way, hold a certain pose, you tend to find out like, oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
क्या मेरा 150 किलो का deadlift ये तो मैं कर ही नहीं सकता. क्या functional strength है?
Like weights are important, of course. Like if you want to build a muscle or whatever. I've realized like best shit to lift is yourself. Body weight, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people can't. Like they can do like maybe like 20 kg bench press, but they can't do like 5 push-ups. I've noticed that, like, when people, and it's strange for me. It's like, okay, I get how that happens. Like, you're used to doing one thing and you're not used to kind of, pushing yourself off the ground. But yeah, I feel like in the little yoga I've done in the last few weeks, it's really made me feel like, holy shit, yeah, like I need to first learn how to carry myself and then go into it.
Yeah, it's always first. Like, if you can't do body weights, there's no point doing weights, I feel.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree.
For example, like if you can't pull a bodyweight squat,
Yeah.
क्या फायदा
No.
Weighted squat करने का, yeah.
उस sense में तो yeah, I definitely agree. Each has their own purpose, man. But
Yeah.
I think कि
One goes more towards vanity workouts, like, if you just want to lift weights, you do that. You
bigger
look
in
good.
certain
that's
areas.
fine, man. That's
Yeah.
fine. They each their own. But
Yeah.
like, even for them,
Yeah.
even for them, vanity workouts, they get sore.
Yeah.
Bodybuilders get sore.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
sore.
It's hard.
Obviously they get
Of
sore.
course, yeah.
Yeah, like बहुत underestimate किया है, like significance of stretching. And
Yeah.
especially giving yourself active recovery days that do not let you feel tired the next day.
Yeah.
क्योंकि like जिस बंदे को शौक होता है ना
Yeah.
train करने का, active रहने का,
Yeah.
वो रहेगा.
Yeah.
I think that's just a fact.
And there's like a fitness like climate in Pakistan, so to speak, where people are, there's gyms, people go to work out, there's a lot of things. And often people just do it by themselves, like they just go to the gym. And when I was in A-levels, I didn't go look for a trainer. But it was gym ki membership le li, jaake bas main weights utaunga, theek hai. And I'm pretty sure I screwed up my body a lot in that process. Like, I feel like there's two problems in this country when it comes to people and how they view fitness. One is a problem where people say that you shouldn't work out so young. Like when you're younger, people say, nahi abhi na karo, tum chote reh jaoge.
Height kam reh jayegi.
Yeah, which is like a lie.
LeBron James has been lifting weights since he was 8 years old. The guy's
Right.
6'7".
Yeah, and then the other way around is like, ek to ye na ki na hi karo. And then it's like people who do get in are not educated. It's not their fault. You're not educated about what you should be doing or shouldn't be doing to hurt your body. Like, I didn't know, like...
पर नहीं उठाना बस.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I was doing when I was in A-levels and I was around, like, just some people who do, and I would look at them and be like, "Achha, is tarah kar, main is tarah karunga." They're probably doing it wrong too, you know what I mean? And I was like lifting shit over my head, bringing it back here. And now I have like shoulder problems. So I think it's really important for people to look into the stuff they're doing before they do it.
एक और misconception है.
क्या?
जितने बड़े हाथ उतना बड़ा बंदा. Dole.
Yeah,
Dolas.
Yeah.
Dolas don't mean shit, man.
Don't be
ये
that
थोड़ी
guy.
jujitsu humbling बात है,
Yeah.
Don't be that guy.
but you guys see a lot of guys who are like kind of beefed up coming
yeah,
into the
dude.
gym.
There's a lot of bodybuilders that walk into the gym like
They
now
just
and again.
they walk in
Yeah.
and they're like कि जी सर
They don't-
मैं black belt कितनी जल्दी ले लूँगा, मैं वैसे train तो करता
They
हूँ.
don't last very long.
No.
Not at all. There was this one bodybuilder who just did the shoulder separate.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
man.
the shoulder, then he got choked out, man.
Oh my
No,
god.
this was just before the Corona lockdown.
Yeah.
Some bodybuilder, I don't think he was local. I think Mahar का था, Lahore से.
Yeah.
उसने कहा मैंने वीडियोस देखी हैं, मैं आना चाह रहा हूँ यहाँ पे ट्रेन करने के लिए.
Jitsu कुछ नहीं होता है.
एक jiu-jitsu gym में आ गया.
I'm not gonna take the name of the guy.
Yeah, that's
Roll
fine.
with him, but
That's fine.
he's a complete savage, very good looking too.
Wait, that narrows it down. Was it one of you guys? Okay.
Don't flatter me.
No, I'm pretty
You don't
sure
need to
if
flatter
you're
me.
calling somebody handsome, it's you, Sarim. Like, I know you.
तू ही है bro, तू ही है.
नहीं bro, मैं इसको था.
Okay, go.
फिर
Yeah.
उसको उसके ऊपर लगाया बॉडी बिल्डर साहब 1 मिनट के लिए बस
Oh,
ठीक है. 1.5 मिनट बाद थक गए. उसके बाद जनाब जी को मोरा लगा, टक की आवाज आई. टक के बाद भी उन्होंने कहा नहीं आप करो. वापस वो बस पे चढ़ गया, पता नहीं आते थे.
यार हाँ, मतलब I don't blame him. I guess आपकी वो थोड़ा inflate हो जाता है. You think you're like मैं inflate हो गया हूँ तो मैं like मेरी ego भी inflate हो जाएगी and I'll just go on and whoop some ass, walk out.
Yeah, man, and just being manhandled by a guy smaller than you.
Yeah. It must really be like you have to like swallow your pride and be like, all right, this guy's gonna regularly beat my ass and I just have to be okay with it.
Awakening at work.
बहुत humbling होता है. You need to have like not just thick skin,
Yeah.
but you need to walk in with like
Keep your head down.
No ego,
Yeah,
man. No
yeah.
ego. If you have an ego, it'll be beaten out of you quick. If you can't humble yourself, you won't come back. If you are willing to humble yourself and learn, you will last.
You never leave, man.
Yeah. I've done jiu-jitsu. I fucking loved it. Oops.
Bleep.
I loved it. I loved jiu-jitsu. And I wanted to keep doing it. My body didn't allow me because, again, I was just like fat kid. And I was like, I should go to jiu-jitsu. I have hypersensitive or hyperflexible, sorry, that's the word, joints, which means my fingers can go like this or whatever.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry. Oh, wait, show people.
No.
Yeah. So same with
That
my
would
shoulders.
be good for jiu-jitsu.
That would be,
Yeah.
no, he hasn't. Your shoulders pop out, right?
Yeah, yeah.
This is what you said.
Yeah.
That's
That's
problem.
bad for
That's
jiu-jitsu.
a problem.
That's why I stopped jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
because I can't do that anymore. But hopefully one day I will be back because I've trained at Rogue and it's just such a good environment if you're willing to learn. You know, like
That's every gym though. Any
Yeah.
any legit gym. Like Carlson boys be
Yeah.
boys and girls. You know,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
very chill, open. Don't
Yeah.
walk in with like, I'm
That's
gonna
how it
beat
should
you up.
Yeah, I think all
TFF
jiu-jitsu.
wale be.
Yeah.
The ones that I've trained at least were had the pleasure of going in even as a guest. और कौन है
एक naturally एक vibe बन जाती है ना
Oh,
जिस
you
gyms
just
में.
know, man. You just
Yeah.
know. आपको पता होता
It really depends on you, like how you walk in the gym and how you carry yourself and all of that must be important. Yeah. And I want to talk to you guys about something I feel like this is important to address. It's just kind of bring down the mood, but it is what it is. This is how it is. You know what I mean? This is what we're living with. A lot of people now are, talking about self-defense classes and stuff to that extent. They're talking about, all of a sudden everybody's, handing out self-defense classes. At least they're asking people to sign up for them, so on and so forth. I feel like, that's good if you think about it in a way, but is self-defense, my question here is, should people be coming into martial arts gyms with that kind of a mindset, keeping in mind what's recently happened with the motorway incident?
Man, I think for example, people come into the gym for different reasons, right? Even for self-defense.
Yeah.
So like throughout my time at Rogue, people have come in to lose weight for the camaraderie.
Yeah.
And then some also like to defend themselves.
Yeah.
Mostly like females that come in, they have the same like self-defense wala concern.
Yeah.
But guys have like different concerns. So
Yeah. मसला देखो ये है कि is it ideal? Principally speaking, no. No one, least of all women, should feel that they have to arm themselves.
Yeah.
Learn skills in order to defend themselves. When they should have the free right to do that. Realistically, that's just not going to happen in Pakistan for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
But सीधी बात है. देखिए, is it a good short-term solution? Yeah. But ये वही बात आ गई यार. Me, you, him, like all men as gender.
Yeah.
This doesn't happen overnight, but it's a systemic change. But we need to take ownership of it.
Yeah, that's very important. I agree with you. Yeah,
we need to take ownership of it. In the short run, sure, self-defense classes just help you feel a little bit more confident in yourself. That's not to say that if like 6 people gang up on you, like God knows whatever happens, like you can't really rely on anything.
Because martial arts works on certain like principles and assumptions. One is like similar weight, stuff like that. Even if you take it out of context, like if you have a smaller guy fighting a bigger guy, much bigger guy, like skill sometimes I imagine would just go out the window when it comes to that kind of stuff. But either way, I feel like the important thing here is, like you said, like men need to, if they want to call ourselves that.
It's straight up. We need to open up to it.
Yeah, and own up to it, and also like understand that this is not our time to get up and have some kind of a savior complex, or even say things, or even like anything to that extent where we're like, we just need to shut the fuck up and sorry, beat that out.
Yeah, man,
Sorry,
just
no
like
swearing.
empower your the women around you, everyone,
And the
as much
men
as you can.
around you. Like if there's dudes around you who are talking about this kind of stuff, that is where you are. That is where you need to do something. And if you're hanging out with people on the regular who have certain problematic beliefs, I think it's high time you challenge them. You put your foot down now. And that's what we need to do.
You put your foot down, but a belief that has been entrenched in our 73. How old is Pakistan? 73, whatever. 73-year history. Overnight, that's just not
And
gonna
that's the
happen.
short-termism
you can
of
argue with someone all you want. It begins systemically over a longer period of time. It doesn't begin at home. Also, it begins at the absolute top level and where it flows down from there.
Yeah.
It was CCP होने बाद की, or even at certain government levels. I mean, just the insubordination of these people. But whatever, like जो बच्चा स्कूल में सीखता है ठीक है हम तो यार प्रिविलेज लोग हैं सीधी बात
Yeah,
है
it's true.
इसी में इधर बात कर रहे
हाँ.
हैं बैठ के you know
Yeah.
talking about all this क्या पता यार जो मदरसे में लड़का बैठा है I don't know डीजी खान में या बच्ची बैठी है एंड कामरा में उसको क्या पता होगा यार कि मेरे देहात से बाहर भी दुनिया ये इस वक्त किस जुबान में बात कर रहे हैं.
But at the same time, I would say, like, whereas, yeah, that's very true. And there's a very big disconnect when it comes to, and that's all based on class and how we interact as a class with one another. But, beyond that, I think it's, I mean, there's always going to be problems in the country. What's important is, and it's, even though you would say, yeah, wahan pe jo log, people who we don't associate with whatever you want to say, there's a lot of problems and a lot of problematic behaviors in elite circles as well, like throughout the roof. People you see on social media, on Twitter, I'm sorry, but they constitute a very small percentage of our population. And if you see some of the stuff, especially men are posting after this incident, it will infuriate you. You would want to hold a kimura 5 seconds more on those guys, you know what I mean? Just like break their shoulder or whatever. I would. Fucking I mean
what do you say, man?
Yeah, so beyond that, I think the important thing, like considering martial arts podcast and everything, is that I mean, it's a lifestyle that helps you be better equipped to defend yourself. Naturally, that is the purpose of any martial arts. It's self-defense, but at the same time, we can't look at here's some self-defense classes, or let's start doing self-defense classes and just ignore the problem completely. The problem is
it's a small part.
Yeah.
And
It's
I think
If you
back
want to do
self-defense,
self-defense classes because you want to get better for yourself, you want to better yourself, all for it, yeah. But if you're forced into it for a situation where you literally feel unsafe walking, there is a systemic issue.
Yeah.
Self-defense classes, okay, they might help you
it's not bad.
out of a sticky situation here and there, but with that being said, it's not the end all be all.
like you won't be able to fight off more
Or
than
you just
one
solution
person.
na.
But the thing is, at a micro level, it does change the way you
View yourself. Yeah.
view another person.
Thanks.
How comfortable you're in a space with another person. So there's a lot of more like empowering or like confidence out
for
there.
sure.
So I think it helps like at a psychological
There
level.
is like obviously with everything, even with martial arts, there's like bullshit martial arts instructors who are like gonna teach you how to defend a knife position. Like the way to defend yourself in a knife fight is to run. That's the only thing you do, right?
That's such a damn issue as well.
Yeah, people
आप
are,
हमारे पास हैं, हम आपको बचा लेंगे.
Yeah.
क्या सिखाओगे? And it's like,
Bullshit, Aikido stuff. Aikido's and bullshit, but kind of is.
Just a little bit.
Grab a guy that goes flying. Aikido stuff is don't do Aikido is what I'm saying. If you want to, even if you do want to, like, and I feel like it's a lifestyle thing. If you want to do change it, BJJ is good, Muay Thai is good, whatever. You know what I mean? I like Muay Thai now, guys. I'm a Muay Thai guy now. Let's come on to the card, guys. UFC Vegas 11.
Colby.
This is arguably probably the best card that has been put this year without a title fight headlining it, or at least it feels like that thanks to COVID.
And it's free.
And it's free.
Mufta.
Yay! I don't have to feel guilty about streaming this illegally.
Deal है.
क्या streaming legally इधर खरीद भी नहीं सकते तुम?
Non pay per view.
वैसे खरीद सकते
नहीं
हैं?
वैसे ही normally
नहीं खरीद सकता हूँ.
नहीं ना मेरी जान.
कभी ज़हमत नहीं किया देखने की यार.
यार
कितना
YouTube पे
ESPN?
12,000 रुपए.
नहीं मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ देना प्लीज मुझे नौकरी दे
Get
दो.
that.
All right, guys, we got some fighters to talk about. First up on the card,
Colby.
atop of the card is Colby Covington versus
Character.
Tyron Woodley. Let me just break it down, lay it down for you guys. It's Chaos versus the Chosen One. This fight is 2 years plus in the making. First time this fight was booked, or at least supposed to be booked, was when the newly crowned interim champion Colby Covington stood in Brazil, called him a dumps. Tyron Woodley, I'm coming for you, the whole 9 yards. Then after that,
so offensive, but at the same time,
he's claimed that Tyron's ducked him all that time. I do not believe him. Tyron had some surgeries. Long story short, since that fight, Colby has gone on to have the unification bout, although he was stripped from the interim championship. Weird stuff happened in the welterweight division. We finally have now Colby Covington, who's coming off a loss from Kamaru Usman. Before that, he had a very big streak. Tyron Woodley, who is now on a 2-fight losing streak. Both guys essentially coming in losers, and both guys are hated by the company, specifically Dana White. Tyron Woodley, of course, has been on Dana's radar the entire time. Colby Covington, do I need to say
one of them is
anything?
going to get cut? They lose? I don't think Colby को काट सकते हैं.
Well, we're going to talk about all of that, but
Colby
first,
को कैसे काट सकते हैं?
Bro, Colby.
He's lost one fight in the last 3 years.
Let me tell you something. Colby walked up on Dana White while he was playing poker and had a girl next to him that was not his wife, and Colby decided to put down Instagram live because they do that when they're playing poker.
Camera dude with him, like
Yeah. The whole night. And then Colby just went down. He's like, Ajo, like, and he knew. He knew where Dana's playing poker. He decided blackjack, whatever it was. I don't know.
dick
I don't
moves.
I swear.
Yeah.
And since then, Dana's just and Colby said stuff like, if I win, I'm gonna take the belt and smash it over Dana's head or some shit. And Dana's like, he's a fucking idiot. So they don't like each other. So I'm saying,
Conor McGregor complex.
He called him Uncle Fester.
yeah,
Uncle Fester.
he called him Uncle Fester. Yeah, that's right. Colby did call Dana Uncle Fester. Okay, first question that I want us to address is straight up. We're not taking into account what happens in the on the night. We're not taking into account everything that's been happening before this fight. Straight up, Tyron Woodley versus Colby Covington. Who's the better fighter?
Fighter. Over the last 2-3 years, I'd have to say Covington, man.
Musa.
I would have to say Covington.
Mm-hmm.
Tyron, he's had his surgeries. He's been down a little bit. He lost to Usman. Sorry.
Yeah.
He lost to Usman.
Yeah.
And I just...
It hasn't been the same, huh?
It hasn't been the same.
Then
he's
Burns,
had
saw what
those
happened to Burns,
surgeries. Yeah, Burns bhi to tha.
Straight
Colby's
up,
a
shut him
dude.
down.
Colby is a great fighter.
Yeah.
And ये unfortunate बात है जो सच्ची है, ठीक है? इतना recognizable वो बंदा ना होता if his personality isn't what it is.
Yeah.
It was that Brazil fight that blew him up.
No,
Like,
no.
उससे पहले,
But you know what?
I didn't know of Colby उससे पहले.
But you know what? He's been saying controversial stuff for a long time. That was just like, okay, whoa.
Yeah.
Colby was actually, see, the thing is with Colby, and sorry, I'll get your thoughts on who you think is the better fighter in just a second. When it comes to his gimmick, right, and all the controversial stuff he says, this guy,
Donald Trump का मैं big fan हूँ. Donald Trump.
and as a lifelong pro wrestling fan, I appreciate a good gimmick when I see it, and I appreciate his gimmick as well. But the thing is, and this is a pro wrestling thing, all right? We're gonna learn something about pro wrestling today. All great gimmicks come from a place of truth, just like jokes. Gimmicks need to be about who you are as a person.
It.
And a lot of people say he believes it, but a lot of people say this is not who Colby is in real life. There is no element of truth. People say he's not even a Trump fan. He's just doing this to piss people off and get pay-per-view
He was
buys.
in the White House with Trump.
Fake it till you make it, bud.
I think he's also openly talked about it.
It's a gimmick.
Yeah, it's a gimmick.
Yeah, he's blown the fourth
UFC
wall.
was gonna cut him off before that Brazil fight. That's gonna be the end of it.
Yeah. He said he had to do that
Yeah.
to get it out there. And
Yeah,
exactly.
Vididan, I'm sorry, but if you act like a plebe, I'm going to think that you are a plebe. And if you continue that behavior over a certain period of time,
Yeah.
तो ऐसे होता है. ये ऐसे toxic individuals तुम्हें हर दिन मिलते हैं.
Yeah.
Actually,
Gym में मिलते हैं, काम पे मिलते हैं.
But so many
जिंदगी में
people want to
मिलते हैं.
pay to see
Yeah.
him get his ass whooped.
Yeah, ass whoop for sure. But we'll get back to his gimmick and getting his ass whooped. Before that, I want to ask you, Musa, who do you think is a better fighter? Like skill for skill, I'm talking. If they fight 100 times, who wins the majority of them?
Tyron versus Colby, it would be Colby.
I'd say Woodley.
Oh.
But the thing is, it's very different styles, right? So Colby is someone who's gonna hit you with 30-40% punches. Even in this fight, I think if it goes above the second, third round, Colby's got it. But if Tyron wins, it's gonna be first, second round.
He's got to
knockout.
finish him.
Tyron, he hasn't fought that regularly either.
Yeah,
And at that well.
Yeah, Tyron's been quite on a slump. But the thing is, and this is where Colby's gimmick kind of comes. I also think, by the way, that skill for skill, make him fight 100 times without fans. I think Tyron wins all of them. Not all of them, sorry, but the majority of them. And actually, not even a large majority. I'd say 70-30 he would win, right?
Woodley. He's
They're
a
good.
black belt in
Maybe-
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, they're
wrestling
both very
honors.
good.
His
Yeah.
striking is
Maybe-
precise.
Maybe Woodley 3 years ago, not now.
Yeah, see that's where I'm coming into his old gimmick. So the thing with Tyron has been, I thought Umer was behind me for some reason.
I thought he was behind me, man.
He's over there. I love you. Anyway.
Jamie!
When did the Dill fight happen?
Dill,
Woodley and Dill.
let me check. He
Was that
fought
more than
Dill.
2 years ago?
Yeah, September
Long time.
2018.
That was still in welterweight.
Exactly 2 years ago. And that was his last big shutout. That was, and at that point you were like, ये बंदा कभी नहीं रुकेगा. ये literally सबसे dominant champion UFC history में बन सकता है आराम से, because by that point he was putting out Stephen Thompson twice, Damian Maya. Do you remember this run Damian Maya was on? Damian Maya was
Yeah,
tapping dudes
Damian
out
Maya
any-
is the poor man's Donald Cerrone.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Also, man, like,
God, please leave that. But that was like, who says that?
I'm sorry,
Who says
it's
that?
true.
David Maya's a
What
poor
is
man's
the
Donald
most-
Trump.
what
Would
is the-
Robbie Lawler
what is the-
primed it up?
What is the most common
Woodley
fact?
knocked him out.
Debate
Yeah.
Maro. What is the more common thing between Cerrone and Maya? Apart from the fact that jiu-jitsu Maya expert hai.
Are you talking because they're both weathered fighters and they've had long careers and so on and so
But
forth?
what's the most common thing?
No, tell me.
No. They've
Gatekeeper.
both almost been at the peak, लेकिन जो key fight होती है ना,
Right.
वो हार
Oh,
जाते हैं.
chokers, basically you're saying.
I'm not gonna say chokers.
Right.
ठीक है, because you gotta respect them both.
Yeah.
ठीक है, and I say poor man's Donald
Yeah.
Cerrone because more people know Cerrone than Maya.
Okay, that's fair. I was like, if you're, come on, that's disrespectful. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I agree with that.
See, I got
I was like, come
But
on,
because
man.
no one, like, apart from, like, I'm not even gonna say hardcore, like, knowledgeable UFC MMA fans, they know Damian Maya because Damian Maya is the
Oh,
most
yeah.
dangerous guy off his back in MMA.
Yeah.
Is my opinion.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually get to Damian Maya in a second when we're discussing Khamzat because he's actually booked to fight Damian Maya after he's fighting Gerald Musker. It was crazy. Oh, we'll talk about Khamzat in a second. But when it comes to Tyron Woodley and Colby Covington, and like you guys said, the important thing here is letting go of that right hand for Tyron, because in the last two fights, what we've seen is he's gotten clinched up. He wasn't there. That's what people have been saying. He's just staring blankly over his opponent's shoulders, not really doing much. He's not trying to get out of those positions. Even when they're out of those positions, he's a little hesitant. He's shaking that right hand. He's not throwing it.
I will say Colby has a chin now.
He has a broken jaw from the last fight.
Yeah.
That's a very
So
important
even
point,
though,
right?
like, I think Woodley's a better fighter, I think this time around, Woodley's emotional, man.
Oh, yeah?
And I think Kobe hasn't said shit since the fight was booked.
Yeah. Which
So I don't
is,
know what Kobe's up to.
what's going
So
on?
Woodley's
What if
training
Colby
with
just walks out with
Masvidal.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
Colby walking
Training
out with a
campaign.
rainbow flag?
No, I can't imagine.
I would love that. Love everybody.
I would love that, but that's never gonna happen. Tyrone or Colby, for that matter. The thing is, Colby hasn't said anything since this fight was booked, which is very uncharacteristic. Tyrone, on the other hand, has gone as far as saying, "I will throw an illegal punch to the dick,
Yeah, man.
but I will let my hands go." This is what he said. He said, "I'll get 2 points taken off. I don't care, but I'm finishing this guy and I'm punching him any chance I get." This is what he's saying.
You can't go like that, like, into a fight, man.
No, you can't. That's the thing. You can't. You will get against Colby Covington. You're gonna get gassed out like this. Colby Covington has a record for most strikes thrown in a welterweight fight against Robbie Lawler, which is against Robbie Lawler also. By this very interesting caveat. So Colby Covington, don't get it mixed, is a phenomenal guy. And if I have to gun to my head predict who's gonna win this, actually we'll do that in a second. No guns.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
RNC.
All right, bro. You got the. I got the right. You got the left. Pull them out. Gun to your head. What you got? What do you got?
Colby. Yeah, probably I go with Colby because
America's greatest hero.
Dude, because honestly
MAGA.
speaking, Colby's gonna go
Are
in
you
there.
Pakistan's hero?
I am Pakistan's
You
hero.
are my hero.
Kobe's gonna drag the fight like till third, fourth,
Easily.
fifth round, or
Decision win.
I think decision win over
Decision
Kobe.
win over. It's not gonna be a knockout.
But you know, if he's
Also, COVID. ये भी तो बात देखो.
the other way around is
COVID
important.
could like take it. You don't even take into account that COVID is still happening.
Yeah, by the way.
But Pakistan, like, how are we doing it? We're doing it.
We're all immune.
I don't know how the hell. I don't know how the hell, but we're doing it.
on
man.
this show.
Dude, एक theory है, ठीक है, and I may be wrong on this. We are exposed to such trash air, and we live in such poor hygienic conditions.
COVID ain't shit.
Ain't shit, bro.
Like our bodies are like, ये क्या है?
Bro, हमारा
ये तो मजाक है.
700
ये तो चूती है.
AQI. 700 AQI.
जो इस वक्त California में the world is paying attention. We're like, oh yeah, huh, bro, that's just winter for us.
कल था देख. We go through it every day. Probably. Okay, irrelevant. When it comes to Colby and Tyrone, I think it's important. Like we're saying, he might get emotionally, might Tyrone might gas himself out, overextend, or whatever it is. Colby's got some power in his hands. I'm sure. I haven't seen it, but I'm sure it's there.
But like it's
He's
30-40% every
he's a
time,
Nate
man. Like,
Diaz.
Yeah.
He's a Diaz brother.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Diaz,
exactly.
Diaz
He's
brother.
like a Diaz brother.
Could you imagine Colby Diaz?
Bro, I actually want to talk about that as well because Nick Diaz has. Let's go, man! I'm so excited. Nick Diaz coming back probably. He looks like
against two though.
that. See, I think it should be the winner or the loser of this fight, either one, or Leon Rocky.
No, not the winner. Lose it all. And you know what though? It's because of Corona. He's coming back.
Yeah,
I don't think Nick Diaz gets any of these guys.
Who is
Yeah,
that?
he does. What would happen to Tyron after he lost his fight? What would happen to Colby?
Bellator.
What would happen to Colby if he lost this fight?
He's gonna go for another fight. Dana needs an excuse to cut Tyron. He's
I
on
think
two losses.
he'd
man.
feed him to Diaz. He's an ex-champ, bro.
I don't think Woodley's getting cut after this one.
Really?
But he's definitely not getting a championship fight.
Oh
No,
no,
anytime
neither of
soon.
these guys.
Not anytime soon.
Maybe Colby, but बहुत मुश्किल है. Maybe he trash talks himself.
Colby तो yeah. But Woodley का I think after this बहुत मुश्किल है.
He's gonna get fed to Leon Rocky Edwards. That's why Rocky Edwards is quiet because he's like a beast.
Diaz को कौन देंगे?
Yeah, I think.
And is he going to be in 170? Is
go-
that the news?
Yeah. Because have you seen him? Like, have you seen a picture?
He looks lean.
174.
His last fight was 185.
He said he's walking around between 165 and 175. What does that mean? That's like 10 pounds.
Can Nick Diaz cut to lightweight?
I hope not. He doesn't. He's a big guy, dude. Fuck that.
He cuts to lightweight, man.
Nate does.
Nate
does.
Nick अगर lightweight
नहीं आ सकता, बूढ़ा हो गया है.
बहुत बड़ा हो गया.
यार
It's not easy cutting that weight.
खमज़त पे आते हैं. पहले let's finish up with Colby and Tyron. Like I said, loser goes back to the line or potentially Bellator. Because Dana, like I said, does not like either of these guys. Winner probably does not get a title shot. Maybe Colby can make a case for him. Another interesting angle is, of course, the recent protests and everything that's been happening in the U.S. After George Floyd's just been getting worse and worse. Police brutality, Black Lives Matter. The other end, you have Trump and everybody hates him. Tyron was asked a question about this. Said, do you think the pressure of this whole thing is being put on your shoulders in a way? Because this is literally, Tyron versus the Trump supporter. He's literally gonna walk out with the MAGA hat, and Tyron's gonna walk out.
What did Tyron say? I'm sorry, I haven't seen.
Tyron said, "No." He said it's not fair on me, which I completely agree with. It's not fair on him. That's a ridiculous thing to do to somebody, man. But there's that element. I think a lot of people are gonna tune in for that reason as well. It's gonna be a very interesting fight.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a very good fight.
I think that might motivate someone in Woodley's position.
Is this just the future of America now?
UFC fights to sell politics. I'm okay with that. Fuck wars. Put Putin and Trump in a cage. Let's see what happens.
By Russia, we'd all be saying, comrade. Hello, how are you?
Bro, at least free martial arts training तो मिलेगी हमारे लोगों को.
एक तो style बना रही है ना ये fight, but the fact that these guys absolutely hate each other, man.
I feel like no one likes each other now.
And also, I think is another important thing to consider. Tyron, we said he can't get emotional, get tired, but maybe that's a good thing because he hasn't been letting his hands go. Kamaru, he wasn't emotional. Like his mother met him afterwards. Everything they were fine. वो थोड़ा कह रहे थे pomp and circumstance for the fight, but ultimately they knew they're fine. Even with Gilbert Burns, there wasn't a lot of trash talk. Maybe it was probably. Honestly speaking, that is an element. But in this fight, he's gone as far as literally saying, "I will take an illegal shot. I will hit this man. But I will hit this man." Now's the time, ladies and
But
gentlemen.
Woodley has been talking a lot, man. I think जब आप बकवास कर रहे होते हो तो you say this kind of stuff also निकल आता है.
It seemed when he said that, it sounded so intentional that he would say that. You know what I mean? Like बहुत लग रहा था कि अच्छा यार ये असल में ही कर लेगा.
No, it doesn't sound made up.
Final predictions. Sarim.
Colby.
Bye.
UD.
Colby UD? Is that your final one?
Yeah, Colby by UD.
Colby decision.
Colby decision. I'm going Colby decision as well. Fit है यार. Thank God मेरे से कोई split नहीं हुआ.
I'm gonna go Colby SD.
Oh wow, just
yeah, dude. I get very good predictions. I'm very good at these predictions.
Also, that depends on the judges, man. But like
Vegas ना.
Vegas है.
Right.
Vegas है. SD हो सकता है आराम से.
कोई
judge high होके आया होगा. I like that white fella over there.
Anyway,
no, that black.
Got that MAGA hat on.
Oh yeah, Trump.
I spent a year in Georgia, by the way. Georgia, USA.
I spent 4 in Ohio.
Yeah.
I was working in a bar on election night in 2016. Trump.
Way more agreeable people than you think. Like very nice people as well.
Hey, yeah,
Very
that's
nice.
true though. Yeah.
Just
Islands are too
on
nice.
the other side, you're like a casino. But here, now let's talk about this side, and that's the east side. and this is East Side, and in the Middle East Side's biggest, best kept secret. His name is Khamzat Chimaev. In case you don't know, now you should know. Khamzat is the guy जो अब भी UFC में आके Fight Island पे 2 fights जीता है, middleweight, welterweight.
Prediction दे दो अभी से.
हाँ,
ठीक रहूँगा.
Why not? Khamzat.
He's gonna win this.
Yeah.
He's gonna lose the next 3.
इतना आगे.
इतना आगे.
Balls.
इसकी hype train चढ़ेगी. He's gonna be compared to the next Khabib. He's gonna do this. He's gonna do that. He's gonna get a contender way beyond his years, and he gonna get smashed.
Musa.
एक बार smash होगा तो 2 बार होगा, 3 बार होगा.
I think he wins both. Yeah. Even though like guy just got his blue belt, magar dude like wrestling, he's on another level.
He is gonna get.
See, here's the thing. Sarim, I understand where you're
People
coming from.
forget this is not Khabib Nurmagomedov because they look alike. Dadi hai, ulte, they both talk like this. Yeah, I smash.
Hey,
Koi scene ही नहीं है.
Magar ki fights देखो, they're very similar though.
Bro.
And this guy is even deadlier. Like
The
No,
thing is,
there is
oh
no
my
one
God,
like
that's a
him.
lot to say.
There is no
Yeah.
one like Khabib. There is no one like.
No,
him.
but here's the thing though.
Yeah.
If you look at Khamzat Chimaev, the reason I'm calling him the Middle East best kept secret is because he wasn't supposed to be on Fight Island, by the way. He was supposed to be fighting Jaral Salavi in an organization that I like to cover a lot called Brave.
Yeah.
Brave, by the way, has a lot of guys. It's 4 from Pakistan, of all over the world. Brave is coming out on its own, honestly speaking, as one of the most legit like organizations in the world. Mainly because they've done events in 25 countries in 12 months. I think.
The Brave did an event in Pakistan. Hats
Yeah.
Hats
Thank
off.
you.
What was his name again?
The Hawk Shahid.
The Hawk Shahid. Yeah. Oh.
And yeah.
If you're ever looking for undercard, I got you, bro.
Khamzat Chimaev fought in Brave before Fight Island. Jaral Salavi, by the way, welterweight champion in Brave. He was supposed to fight Jaral Salavi, that got cancelled because of COVID.
Hype train. You have seen it before. They get derailed. मुझे ये बताओ Khabib का क्या record था when he came into the UFC?
It was a lot, maybe double Khamzat.
Double.
Yeah.
Dub.
And let me tell you how, the thing is, Khabib's fought in Russia a lot. Khamzat's fighting in Brave. And Khamzat's fighting in Brave, sure, maybe at not the same level of UFC guys, but let me tell you something. Khamzat has fought the exact same way, like Musa said, in his last Brave fights. In the last Brave fight, right before Fight Island, it went 2 rounds, but he literally, the same thing, goes in, fight starts, 10 seconds, boom. He has you now, you're his child, he can carry on wherever he wants, takes you to his corner, dumps you on your ass, and then decides to pummel you, and then literally he put Ikram Aliskarov.
Who has Khamzat fought?
Khamzat's fought nobody. I'm not
Has he
saying
fought?
nobody.
Who has he fought an elite wrestler yet?
No, he just literally
Has he
got
fought
this.
an elite striker yet? A counter striker?
This
No,
Phillips guy he fought last time.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
call
John
him the
Phillips.
White Mike Tyson, by the way, because he knocks the.
I actually want to open John Phillips. If you're asking me who's fought, I think we should look into it.
Who has he fought?
Oh, John Phillips, 22-10-0. Middleweight.
Or
But this guy is a striker though.
And also the important thing is, see, the reason I'm
you telling me at middleweight he Paulo Costa या Adesanya को ले जाएगा?
that's not his weight class.
Chalo, like, well, let's come back to welter. Who's he
Yeah.
fought at welter?
Just Reese McKee at the moment, and everybody else in Brave. He literally cleared Brave. Is what I'm
That's
trying
my
to tell
point.
you.
It's a hype train, bro.
See, the thing is, I would say that yes, for a lot of other hype trains. We've seen like so many derail this year. Sugar Sean O'Malley, Edmund Shabazian. We've seen freaking Johnny Walker. We've seen so many guys. Even Jorge to an
मैं अपने
extent.
बच्चे का नाम शराब के ले गया.
Johnny Walker की बहुत hype थी.
हाँ.
Johnny Walker.
और उसमें से I would say सारिम कि Johnny Walker की hype train we got fooled by it because एक उसने flying knee मारा, एक उसने cool सा 3 knockouts के and we were like, oh, this guy is the next big thing, best thing after sliced bread. Khamzat fights the exact same fight every time. He picks you up, takes you to the corner, beats you up. And you want to talk about elite level wrestlers? Sure, I understand there are elite level wrestlers that he can get matched up with eventually. But at least this fight, I think he's going to steamroll Gerald. Damian Maia will be tough for him. I will say that because Damian, and this is the interesting thing about him.
I would have loved to see Maya versus Khabib.
Oh man,
I would have loved to see that.
imagine that.
Pro wrestler wins. Like if
Yeah.
अगर wrestling के साथ अगर striking pair up कर रहे हो ना.
Striking. Damian Maya.
नहीं Khabib and
हाँ,
Khamzat.
हाँ,
Like,
Yeah.
like it's for them it's either like attack
Yeah.
or control
Control.
maul
Yeah,
या
मेरी
control.
बात सुनो. Dude, don't get me wrong. Dude is a savage.
Yep.
Great dude.
Yep.
Very humble guy.
Yep.
I think he's getting way too hyped up way
Yeah.
too quickly.
I-
बहुत जल्दी हो रहा है. because he looks a certain way. Are you telling me this guy, agar iski daadi na hoti aur uske baal curly se nikle hue hote or even straight hair, and if he didn't say alhamdulillah, he wouldn't remind you of a certain someone?
No, I get it.
He would. But man, 2 fights together.
You gotta listen. What?
10 days, man.
The thing is, Sarim,
Dude, I would cut weight for the UFC if I had to do that.
No, the thing is, Sarim,
Dana, give me bonus.
Sarim, he fought at 185 and then fought at 170 after the fight.
To theek hai yaar.
This time he's going 70 to 85.
No, 185 to 70 again.
Acha?
Yeah, Gerald Muscat is a 185er. And Gerald Muscat, by the way, you want to know who he's fought? He's fighting this guy. He's 31 and 13. 23 submission finishes.
Acha, Gerald pe kya
Gerald
guzari
Muscat.
hogi yaar? This guy is like proper offended.
Yeah, he should be. He's a doormat.
I would love if Gerald just met some.
Yeah, I would also, by the way. I would freak out. I'd be like, yes, everything makes sense again. But no, listen.
23 submissions?
Yeah, 23 submission wins, yeah.
What's his BJ station?
Black belt.
Black belt है लेकिन
Rufus Port.
ठीक है, fine, good enough test.
This is a good test.
This is a decent test.
See, and the thing is,
for the hype that he's getting, it's a decent test.
Yeah.
अगर और hype करना ना इसको, if he gets through this guy, give him a top 10, top 5 बार.
यार माया के बाद फिर यही है.
हाँ, फिर तो माया के बाद तो it's like, हाँ, इसको यार till नहीं लेगा वो fight. नहीं, till ले लेगा actually.
Till ले लेगा, लेकिन till आता है.
Till को लेनी नहीं चाहिए.
Till is such a bad matchup for Till.
Yeah, till को नहीं लेनी.
Oh my goodness. But see, the thing is, I'm not saying Khamzat is like, you know, the truth or whatever. That's Israel Adesanya. But like, yeah, Khamzat's not the truth or whatever. Us tarah main usko wo nahi dekh raha ki this guy is impossible to beat or anything to that extent. I just think
what we're doing though, that's what everyone's doing. Everyone's just like, ye Khabib ka yaar chota bhai hai.
Bro, but
Khabib ka saga beta hai. Ye इकट्ठे जब Khabib बेर के साथ लड़ रहा था ना, Khamzat पीछे खड़ा था, वो कह रहा था इसका बच्चा का है, मैंने उसको मारा है. That's literally what people are saying.
कॉर्नर कर रहा था रीच को. Dagestani necktie.
Again, I think Khabib, wow, this is the 5th time I'm swearing in the podcast. Khabib, I think, ultimately is a complete different animal than Khamzat. But what Khamzat is doing, Khamzat is, and this is where I say is doing good job for himself because he is putting himself on the line by doing the exact same thing that got him to the dance. He's not saying, "Acha, I did that. I was really cool, guys. Remember that? Ab main sirf 170 pe lad raha hu." He's like, "No, give me another middleweight." 15-pound differential. That's crazy.
Unless he finishes people, man.
Yeah, that's
उसकी कौन सी decision
That's
पे
very
गई है,
risky move, but I actually like that better than the Conor McGregor tactic.
Which was trash talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually like that.
Yeah.
I will give Khamzat credit here.
Yeah.
Overhyped, that's my opinion. By the way, I could be completely wrong.
But he's
Khamzat,
done
अगर
an
आपने ये
excellent
कभी देखा, mad respect. But the way he's doing
Walks
this,
the talk, man.
Yeah, no. Walking the talking color. Walking up the talk.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the
Talk
crucial
of the
part
walk.
about him. He's put people
You
to
walk the
sleep.
talk, you talk the walk.
Talk walk.
Talk walk?
Walk talk.
No,
Walk
walk talk.
You
नहीं नहीं.
walk the talk. Yeah, guys.
Walk the
Walk
talk?
talk.
You talk, right? And then you're supposed to walk it.
You sacrifice?
Walk it like that.
Please don't.
I'm gonna do it at the end.
Yeah.
Final predictions for Mashkrit and Chimaev.
Chimaev, man.
Chimaev, I think he stops him again first round.
I think there's going to be a lot
I'll
of
say
strikes.
Chimaev for this one.
Yeah.
I'll
A
say
shitload of strikes.
So it's kind of weird.
UD.
UD, probably, yeah. Last fight, we're not going to break down because we have gone way over time again. Every single goddamn time, man. Every time. But I want to talk about Donald Cerrone, Niko Price, really quick. Niko Price, of course, is one of those guys.
Donald, I love you. You're. It's time, man.
Oh, no. Don't say that.
It's time.
Don't say that.
But the thing
Right
is
off
that
into the sunset.
I'm not ready.
Yeehaw, cowboy.
Donald जब chilled out होता है ना, he's at his best.
Yeah.
Man. I think this
Donald
is
is always chill out.
See, that's the thing. I think he's going to...
Conor McGregor पे like he wasn't so much. Like I think it got to his head.
Oh, yeah, definitely. नजर आ रहा था यार.
नजर लग गई.
नजर आ रहा
Donald को घबराया हुआ निकला है वो. आ गया था.
Ireland की नजर.
Faris, bye. Faris. Anyway, with what were we talking about? Faris Shafi's about. What were we talking about? Donald Cerrone. With Donald Cerrone, I think the crucial thing here is again, like you said, it's when he's chilled out, when he's relaxed, which is the shoulder strike.
Yeah.
Like literally, I think when he got the first shoulder strike, you could see him go, "Oh shit! Bright lights! I just got hit in the shoulder. This really hurts." And then after that was just like 40 seconds. We didn't see much of him. But see, the thing is, the sad thing is for Donald that he's probably gonna win this fight really easily, which is a sad thing because then he's probably gonna go on to win a couple more. And he had a newborn, and whenever he has a newborn, he's suddenly the best fighter on the planet. Like, you can't see that.
Bro, think of your head. CTE.
It's too late for that, Sarim. The amount this guy's fought, I think.
Dude, think of it.
When you the diminishing marginal returns for head.
यार कुछ तो return लाओ यार. तो यार.
How old is Cerrone, by the way?
31.
No.
Oh, man, he's like, I think 36 से ऊपर होगा.
Oh, is that?
37 at least.
फिर तो definitely retire करो यार.
Don Cerrone age. He's on his way out. I'm not saying he's a youngin.
I just check this out. I think Woodley जो है he's 38.
Yeah, he is. And
Woodley's gassing
does
out, man.
not look like
Woodley gas out कर रहा है.
Woodley बहुत gas out कर रहा है, and especially if he's trying to go head hunting for Colby. I can't pull up. Oh, there it is. 37, Donald Cerrone.
Damn, son.
Salute.
But the thing is, him fighting Niko Price means that Cowboy has the same mentality. He's gonna go back to the drawing board. He's gonna fight an unranked guy. He's 14 right now. आगे जाएगा और लोगों से लड़ेगा, लड़ता रहेगा और बस eventually he's
Prediction?
yeah, Cerrone wins.
Dude, Donald Savage, yaar. Even at 37,
Mm-hmm.
dude, that guy lives like a savage every day in, day out.
Yeah.
Niko
Cerrone.
Niko TKO. Sad, man.
Cerrone like
Round two.
head kicks him into
Yeah.
oblivion.
Round
Like
2.
fucking
Niko
six-
TKO.
6-punch combo with a head kick follow up. Cerrone knocks him out and then retire. I'll agree.
I don't
Maybe-
think he's gonna retire.
But he's not now. That's
No,
the
he's
thing.
mad, but
Dude,
He's
I
not.
hope for his sake, it's just quick, yaar. Bas kar de. You've given us so much. dude.
Yeah, one
It's
guy.
actually really painful sometimes to just
Yeah.
when you don't know how to say it, I think it's time to hang it up.
Yeah.
Anderson should have done it a long time.
Jail should have done it before.
Chael should have done it a
42.
while before
Yeah.
Bellator.
After his
You know,
Wanderlei win. That was
Tio Ortiz and Chuck Liddell should never ever retire.
Goodness, yeah.
Fedor, dude, stop, yeah.
But
Fedor should have stopped.
I think Cerrone is the guy who kind of makes that exception because if you think about it, I mean, sure
we
he's got
we
damage.
think everyone's the exception until like 10 years from now, yeah, Cerrone can't remember who he is. And I'm just
Yo.
like, dude.
But he hasn't had those fights though.
Yeah, that maybe Tony Ferguson, but even that was an eye thing. Like, you know what I mean?
But with Tony Ferguson, everyone's gonna be like
Dude,
smashed
that's
up.
like you're signing. You know what you're signing up for.
Alright.
That's why Dustin Poirier's asking money.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hard to remember.
You know, maybe not
Hesitate.
factual. I hope Niko by TKO and it's quick. Done, khatam, khalas.
Alright, I'm going with
Not anyone else's.
Dude, Cerrone, like I've heard, he doesn't even know his opponents most of the time.
Yeah.
Before
There
signing.
until he didn't know.
Yeah.
He
Sign
didn't
करेगा,
research till
उसके
at
बाद
all.
पूछेगा कौन है.
Literally that's
Savage,
right.
bro.
I'm predicting Cerrone round 2 because he's a slow starter. We all know that. Niko's a fast starter, by the way, which is a big problem for Cerrone. And Niko's one of those guys who's kind of.
I revise round 1 TKO. Niko.
All right.
Nico's savage though.
Yeah, he
What's
is.
savage?
He is. He's
Niko
very
savage
good.
though.
And he's one of those guys who's also very experienced, tested hand. And he just lost to Ian Heinisch, who's actually very good in welterweight. So he's up there. This is a good fight. What's your prediction?
Donald, yeah.
Yeah. Finish him. Decision.
He finishes him. Probably a head kick.
All right, we're gonna do rapid fire predictions for the rest of the card. We'll just do fights. I'm gonna ask you guys first about Mackenzie Dern, and what's her opponent's name? It's Randa Marcos. Yeah.
Mackenzie, if she makes weight.
Yeah. And that's a very important.
Doesn't make weight, she's still gonna be.
Actually, she probably better chance to win if she doesn't make weight, because she like
It works out like patterns on it.
10 pounds over and then like just beats her up. Kevin Holland, Darren Stewart. I got Kevin Holland this one. I think he's look okay.
I
in the last
honestly would not be able to tell you. I mean, Kevin Holland की थोड़ी बहुत highlights है. I haven't seen Darren Stewart. I can't make a proper prediction.
Yeah, I
on
wouldn't.
that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen.
Well, there's a fight night, ladies and gentlemen. That's how these things work. Beyond this is prelim territory, and I will watch it. Unlike Salman. Oh,
Salman!
But I will-
Dude, Sherry watches all the prelims.
Sherry, yeah.
पहले का जाता
Sherry
होता
तुम्हें हर फाइटर के बारे में बताएगी ये ब्रो इस मूवी इसका मैंने उसने वो टेक्निक किया था मेरे पॉडकास्ट शेरी जित्सु पे मैं ये सारा कुछ बोलता हूं
आपने किसी का सुना भी नहीं होगा ना कभी.
Yeah.
तो Sherry
या ब्रो
उसके
उसका
अंदर बाहर
उसकी पर्पल बेल्ट है ब्रो यार तुम्हें लगता है मेरी पर्पल बेल्ट
उसके बाप दादी का नाम like, everything like
Next week is gonna be the casual and the hardcore. It's gonna be Salman Butt and Cherry. Salman मुझे कुट्टेगा bro. मैं इसको casual इतनी दफा कहा है.
Man is such a pacifist.
I love
He's like the nicest dude ever.
Yeah.
He's just like
But again, his tricep is bigger than. Whoa, man, not bad, man. Like you look like you're in good shape, Sarim. Fucking hell, man. Yeah, wait till he's here next week for a different scene. Guys, I want to say thank you so much for coming. This has been a lot of fun. A good sign for a podcast is freaking going over time. You know what I mean? Like, I swear, I thought we were on minute 54. Oh my god.
Got a train, son.
Gotta get them
With that
calorie
said,
burn.
hit that subscribe button. Thank you, Musa. Thank you, Sarim. For
I
me.
just want to say one thing.
Go for it.
Don't.
You know,
Just do it. Just do it.
our country is going through a very hard time.
Just do it.
You know, socially,
Just do it.
economically, and I just want to say,
Yeah.
okay, you know,
Yeah.
it's pride hona chahiye.
Yeah.
You should have pride.
Okay.
Pata kaun sa pride?
No,
To
that-
sacrifice my own life for Pakistan. And I do.
वो वाला pride नहीं.
I was like, Brian,
I give my own life for Pakistan.
On that note, please just keep it tight. Stay tuned.